Baby boomers are begging their kids for money. So a new article is dropped. Don't guilt them into it. Millennials divided on what they owe their boomer parents. Is it suitable or selfish for boomers to count on their kids for care? Oh, this is going to be a great one. So, Gen X had a lot of boomer parents, and so did the millennials. And now the boomers are going broke. The boomers are the fastest growing homeless population out there. They are rapidly ending up homeless, and they are now turning to their kids for money. Stay to the end of the video to find out why the baby boomers are begging their kids for money, whether the millennials are going to give it to them or Gen Xers are going to give it to them, and what the implications has for boomers going forward, as they are the fastest growing homeless population in the United States right now. Sit back, relax, and let's just go ahead and jump right into the article. So, as I said before, don't guilt them into it. Millennials and Gen X divided on what they owe their boomer parents. Is it suitable or selfish for boomers to count on their kids for care? So, one of the things that's often said about the boomers is that they are very stingy people. They were very stingy with their kids. They didn't really give their kids a lot. They told their kids to go outside, and specifically for Zennials and Gen Xers, they told us to go outside and don't come back in until the lights came on. And that's pretty much how it was. And as a result of that, Gen Xers grew up like the honey badgers. They're basically modern day honey badgers. This is why people say don't mess with them, because they literally don't care. The honey badger doesn't care, and neither does Gen X. With that said, Gen X was poor. Gen X was a very poor generation of people, and that's something that a lot of older millennials got, and Zennials. So the elder millennials, the Zennials, and Gen Xers. Now the boomers who are partying up and enjoying their lives, they're broke, they don't have enough money for retirement, and they're millennial kids, they're Zennial kids, they're Gen X kids that, did not benefit from, a terrible economy and hard times. There you go. They're turning to them now like, hey, bro, we need some help, man. How you doing? You have any savings? Can help old mom and dad? Yeah, this is just messed up. So while the discussion started on Reddit among millennials, it bridges the math of multiple generations. That is, millennials plus their kids plus their parents equal one roof plus the Gen X, yada yada yada. As you might expect from Redditors and Gen Xers, millennials, and Zennials, the thread started 6 months ago, has been quite animated, at times profane. Comments on the subreddit have run the gamut from well reasoned, it's what it was the norm for literally thousands of years, to hot headed, don't have blank kids with expectations that they will be your caregivers when they grow, when they're grown and you're old. Don't guilt them into it either. That's effing selfish. I agree 100%. Yeah. So this is it's hard times have come for the baby boomers. They were a bunch of hippies, and now, they were told not to depend on social security. They were told to save for retirement. They didn't do any of that, and now they're out of luck. With such a broad spectrum of opinions and both financial and practical implications, it's worth weighing how multi-generational living could pan out for you, especially if the possibility looms on the horizon. More multi-generational households. Multi-generational living is on the rise, and the reasons, advantages, and drawbacks are many. Indeed, enough to crowd a house. Consider the Phoenix metro area, which is hardly an outlier. Their multi-generational households per family households in Maricopa County hit 7.8% in 2020, above the national average of 7.2%, according to analysis of Census Bureau data done by Axios Phoenix. So we're getting a bit of preview of what the boomers are planning. So after, purchasing these properties, these houses, sucking the equity out of these properties for decades, and now and owing them to the banks because they can't keep paying those mortgages. The plan of the baby boomers is to try to move in with their kids. This is some bull. A closer look at U.S. Census Bureau figures reveals that Southeast California, far South Texas, and Northeastern Arizona rank among the hotspots for multi-generational living, leading the nation Bikini County, New Mexico at 18.9%. Overall, the 6 million US multi-generational households in 2020 marked an 18% rise from 5.1 million in 2010, according to 2020 census data. And those numbers grow, so too the and as those numbers grow, so too do the people inhabiting a single abode. Here's how the prominent pros and cons break down. So some of the pros are saving money, stronger family ties. The redditor who observed the multi-generational living has spanned countless generations has a point. Many cultures have long embraced this lifestyle, and countless Americans carry on the tradition of their immigrant ancestors with significant positive consequences. Italians who settled in Rosetta, PA, so Pennsylvania, at the turn of the 20th century, showed resilience to heart attacks so pronounced that it baffled scientists. These people chowed on large soaked food, drank, and smoked. A 1964 study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association cited multi-generational living as a major contributor to robust, and long, healthy and longevity in people. Aside from the sense of well-being grandparents can bring the children of Gen Xers and millennials, they also make for convenient babysitters. They do not want to watch your kids. Assuming a modest sitter rate of $20 an hour over 16 hours a month, grandma and grandpa could save you more than $3,800 per year and also bring a ton of stress into your life. And if they're contributing to household expenses such as food, utilities, and rent/mortgage, the savings can shoot much higher. Not with these hippies. They are broke. All right. They are not going to, they are, they don't have any money. All right. Their social security can't hold them down. But it's a much different situation when cohabitation stems from guilt or financial peril. There you go. Whether parents, whether parents badger their millennial or Gen X spawn, or kids don't want to abandon mom and dad, making extra room can awaken long dormant family tensions. As with a parental history of neglect or addiction, or moving in one set of parents can leave the in law children bristling at a perceived takeover of the abode. The situation gets trickier when you and your brood have to move in with one set of parents, regardless of whether it's stated you're on their turf, which could mean counting the minutes before they treat you like a juvenile again. As of 2020, the Pew Research Center found that more than half of young adults, 52%, lived with one or both parents. That includes adult children at the tail end of the millennial cohort and Gen Xers. Even if relations between generations are stable, the need for medical care can throw matters off balance. The Cleveland Clinic cites caregiver burnout as common among children who have to dress, bathe, manage medications, and transport their ailing parents. A controversial solution, the retirement home. That's what boomers did with their parents. Let me tell you about these boomers. There used to be commercials, kids, when I was growing up. Listen to Uncle Angry. He was there from the beginning. He saw it happen. When I was growing up, there were these commercials. And as soon as people were like in their mid 50s, 58, 59, they had these they had these commercials and they had these celebrities and they're like, "Oh, mom's gonna turn 60 soon. It's time to have the conversation with her about moving into a home." I am not joking, y'all. They were pushing their parents into homes at like 60 years old and then stealing all of their stuff. That's what the boomers did. All right. The same boomers that are chilling, relaxing, and maxing right now, all right, in their 70s, pushing 80s, were the same people that were pushing their parents in homes at 60, putting their parents in retirement homes at 60 years old or in their early 60s. As soon as they could get them, they're like, the mom's memory is going. Mom's like, what are you talking about, you joker? Oh, mom, your memory's going. Mom, your memory's going. You don't even remember what happened 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago, I was 5 minutes ago, I was washing dishes and listening to The Price is Right. What are you talking? No, mom. 5 minutes ago, you were talking a lot of jazz, mom. You're talking a lot of jazz. You said some things about about WW2 and some Irishman. What the hell are you talking about, mom? You're gonna have to go into a home, mom. You're gonna have to go into a home. I've already spoken to the doctor, and the doctors were so corrupt back then, y'all. They signed off on it because it was about getting that paper. So they all got a cut. They all got a cut of their parent of that of their parents of their parents stuff. They sold it. Doctor got a cut. They got a cut. Government got a cut. Everybody was happy about it except for their parents. They locked them away in these retirement homes, and then of course made sure that they were so medicated that they couldn't remember anything, and they basically just left them there for like 20 or 30 years until they passed. That was the baby boomers, all right. So I mean, I don't see any reason why they don't deserve the same, they don't deserve the same opportunities. Let's put it like that. So yeah, controversial solution: the retirement home. If parents choose a retirement home and can afford it, much wrangling can be avoided, but not always. Retirement homes can be expensive and quickly devour savings. According to assisted living, those are the nice retirement homes, not the kind that they were putting their parent that the boomers were putting their parents in. Independent living communities cost an average of $1,500 to $4,000 a month. In assisted living facilities, the monthly range skyrockets to between 3,500 and 10,500. The subject sparked spirited back and forth on the Reddit chain. Those who would rather not have their parents around posted comments such as, "Sorry, mom, I'm not sacrificing my own personal well being and space because you don't want to be in a retirement home." Others said it was a financial obligation to their elders. It was a financial obligation the elders would never pass on to them, as with the father who explicitly said he refuses to be a burden on us. There is, at the end of the day, the all around notion of compromise, in which case you might find the drawbacks are rover size. As one commenter noted, the only downside is that one of their dogs does not get along with our dog. Yeah, guys, this is a total load of BS. Total load of absolute BS. Total load of absolute BS. The boomers are jokers, 100% jokers. They would never give you the same treatment. They would basically say, "Yeah, you're screwed." I don't, guys. The boomers didn't really do much for us, so why the heck are we gonna do a lot for the boomers? All right. Ultimately, the future is that they're gonna end up in retirement homes or living in poverty because Gen Xers and millennials are not going to flip the bill for their poor planning. Basically, Gen Xers were extremely poor growing up, and that's what made them so resilient. And the boomers were born rich, and they're going to pass away poor. That's the saying. If those who are born rich often pass away poor, and those who are born poor often pass away rich, because the boomers got everything. They didn't plan ahead, and now this is what's going to happen. You can see this happening with women in Western society, where they wanted men. What they didn't want, the men that they didn't want when they themselves were in their prime, they now want when they are in their decline. They didn't plan. They had their adventure, but they didn't plan for hard times, and now they're heading into hard times. And that's what's happening with the boomers. And the boomers are going to just have to figure it out for themselves. They're the original hippies, and what goes around comes around. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, consider checking out and subscribing to our newsletter for my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my ebook, The Blueprint for Escaping the Rat Race. Click the link in the description to get your free copy. What do you guys think regarding all of this? Baby boomers are begging their kids for money. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.